Hi there, my name's Chris and today I'm showing you the Hario V60 Drip Coffee Scales. Now if you're anything like me, you would have experimented with various inexpensive coffee brewing options such as the V60, the AeroPress and even a cafetiere, and come to the realisation that as long as you've got freshly roasted beans and freshly ground beans, that you can make an amazing cup of coffee at home. But if you've decided that the pour-over method of brewing, aka the V60, is the superior method of brewing, then you might have found it more difficult to get consistent results. A lot of recipes have timings and specific ways in which you need to pour the water, and it can get a bit complicated. Now this is where the Hario V60 Drip Coffee Scales come in. Now in reality, there's only a couple of things that sets these apart from a normal set of scales. Firstly, they measure in decimal points, meaning that it's just that little bit easier to be precise and see how quickly you're pouring and whether you need to slow down before you get to the required amount of water. And secondly, the timer. Now, like I said earlier, nearly all the V60 recipes I've seen have you pour hot water over a certain amount of coffee grounds, but you need to pour it in a certain way and at a certain pace and certain amounts, and then wait and then pour again. To be honest, using a phone timer, so using a timer on your phone, gets the job done, but having it on your scales just makes it that little bit more easy. Now included in the box are the scales themselves and a small set of instructions in both English and Japanese, but to be completely honest, you can get going straight away with these. There's a start and stop timer button, as well as an on and off button that also acts as a tare button to reset the weight shown down to 0. Now the only negative I found with these is that the buttons sometimes don't register a tap. Now I suspect this is simply because the buttons are not physical, and if you look online you'll find multiple reviews that are 4 and 5 stars, and the ones that have Dr. Star essentially say the same thing as I've just done, which is that the buttons don't always register a tap when you're pressing them. It's something to bear in mind, and I think the trade-off is worth it. They're a really nice set of scales, they look great, aesthetically pleasing definitely, but at the end of the day, for me personally, it's a minor annoyance at worst. Now aside from the buttons, you get a very clear display. It is very responsive, which is great. Perfect for brewing coffee. You often need to slow down, speed up a little bit when you're pouring over, and I've not had any issues, and these are way better than my normal kitchen scales for that in particular. Another important thing to point out as well is that the weight shown on these is grams only, however it goes into decimal points as well, which is really useful for knowing how close you are to a certain amount of water as you're pouring. So although it has the word drip in its name, I honestly reckon these are perfect for anyone who wants to just get consistent results from their home coffee brewing setup. By the way, if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. I've just got started on YouTube. If you like the content, I would love you to let me know, but equally and even more important perhaps is if you've got any feedback, I would love to hear it. So drop a message below or anything like that is much appreciated. Thank you ever so much. Take care.
It's like it's in a little wee wee.
Sort of is, isn't it?
Yeah.